I just got fired and I decided I'm going back to school. And I am sorry for about what you're about to watch because I did not frame it very well at all. I was in a flow state. I wanted to get my ideas onto camera while they were happening, and hopefully future content won't be that badly framed. But stick around and I'll tell you my plan. Everybody, my name is Baker Belt. I am a musician, I'm an artist, and I am a polymath, which means I'm really smart and know lots of stuff. Nevertheless, in formal education, I never made it any further than my bachelor's degree. And I want to go back to school, but I cannot afford it. Fortunately, we live in the 21st century, and there are a plethora of educational resources available on the internet. I've decided that I want to go back to school, and that is what this video and future videos on this channel will be about. Me pursuing my master's level education, which is kind of a misnomer since I already have the equivalent of like 3 PhDs from studying everything from, well, you'll learn about more of that as I get into the channel. I just wanted to share with the general public what my intentions are. I have a subscription to Peterson Academy, the academy that Jordan Peterson launched. I've had this subscription for about a year now, but I really haven't had any free time to pursue my education. For the last 13 years, I've been working for an evangelical church, doing their social media, running the live stream of their broadcast every Sunday, and basically doing all the tech stuff. I began working for this church when my dad was the senior pastor of the church, and after my dad was forced into retirement due to drama I'm not going to relate, I decided to stay on at the church because I really liked the members of the congregation, and I really enjoyed my job. It was a pretty low stress job, and I still had plenty of free time to pursue my passions, which, like I said, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I'm a computer programmer, I do all sorts of stuff. But about a week ago, I was fired from my job after an episode I might relate in future episodes. That being said, well, I'm not technically fired, I'm on medical leave, unpaid, which means basically I have zero income coming in, and I don't have any of the responsibilities I used to have, which frees me up to do what I actually want to do, continue pursuing my education. My educational plan at the moment is I would like to continue taking these classes on Peterson Academy. I've been through about 4 or 5 of the courses. They're really well done. But I also have other passions. I have a stack of books about this high of really good literature I would like to read. At the moment, I'm reading a novel called She Boomy, which was international #1 bestseller. Yeah, it's that, but it's also a master's level education in She Boomy, a what would I call it? A lifestyle in the ancient East of trying to mix mercy with compassion and live the most honorable life you can possibly live. I'm a novice at She Boomy. I'm not very good at this stuff, but I am very fond of the Japanese board game Go. And the novel, like, literally follows the form of a Go game. It's really cool so far. I don't know about, gosh, how many chapters in? Maybe 4 or 5 chapters in. It's been good so far. I am also studying the works of Mary Baker Eddy, the founder of Christian Science, and I am astounded at how brilliant this woman was. So for my first semester, my plans are to get through at least 4 or 5 more courses on Peterson Academy. The ones I've already taken have been brilliant. I want to finish Science and Health by Mary Baker Eddy. It's a textbook that's about this thick. And I want to get through some of this high quality literature that I have acquired through the internet. In order to do that, I'm not sure how I'm going to pay for all of this. My current living expenses are about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I do have a place to live. I do have some savings. And I have a fledgling YouTube creator career that I launched about 1.5 years ago. I started making content about astral projection and some of my spiritual studies, which I've come to learn in the meantime is actually very dangerous. I can't in good conscience keep promoting this stuff because I actually had a seizure while trying to have an astral projection a few months back, and it was a very scary experience. So I thought I'd launch a completely different channel, completely different subject. I'm sure I'll mix in some of my spiritual insights. I'm intimately familiar with Christianity. I've read the Bible multiple times, and I grew up in the Christian church where I listened to many sermons. And I have actually listened to the Gospel of According to Jesus by Stephen Mitchell 100 times. It has been a very enlightening experience, spending that much time in the story of Jesus. But I didn't stop there. I'm intimately familiar with the Tao Te Ching, and I'm intimately familiar with the Bhagavad Gita, and I'm tired of being gaslit by evangelical Christians who think I'm going to go to hell for studying anything else other than the message of everything is broken and you need to be saved by Jesus. Well, yeah, that's part of it, but to neglect the other wisdom and literature of the world, to only listen to the same message like a broken record, seems like a mistake to me. I'm also intimately familiar with Ken Wilber's integral meta theory. I'm sure I'll talk a lot about that as I go through this process, but I don't need to read any more Ken Wilber. I've already read a bookshelf about this wide of his works. I'm intimately familiar with it. I'm ready to pursue my own integral life practice in which I put his words to the test. Can I reach teal? Can I reach turquoise? Can I reach some of these higher levels of consciousness that Wilber talks about? I am a practicing meditator. I've been meditating since the year 2008. But as much control you gain over your mind, you're always at the beginning, every single time. And there I am, I'm rhyming a little bit. That's another thing I'd like to do during this master's education. I would love to get through the complete works of Shakespeare. It is a task for a titan. It is really hard to read and understand these texts, but that's what I would like to do. And I'm a tyro. Tyro means you're at the very beginning of something new. You don't know where the path is going to take you. But like Robert Frost said, I reached that fork in the road, and man, did I take the path less traveled, because I'm following my heart and I don't know where in the world it's going to lead. All I know is I want to go back to school. Not literally, I can't afford a second college education, but I want to keep learning. I'm a lifelong learner, and that's what this is all about. If you'd like to follow my journey, I will be posting content on this channel. If you'd like to see some of the other stuff I'm up to, because I have lots of passions, I'll leave links in the channel description. And if you'd like to support me through this process, I sell a lot of stuff on my Patreon, more stuff coming, and I also have options for supporting me for $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month. Whatever support I can receive would be appreciated. I have some savings, but I can't afford to do this for much more than 6 months before I gotta go back to the real world. But I feel like if I can pursue my education further, I'll be of greater value to the world, and I'd rather be of value to the world than making Starbucks coffee. Is as much fun as being a barista is. I was a barista for a while in my 20s, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. If you'd like to follow my journey, you can go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell icon, whatever the stuff they tell you to do in every frapping video. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe every video. I think it's really annoying when people do that. But if you'd like to follow this journey, this channel now exists, so I'd love to have you along for the journey. And please do engage with me. I love interacting with people in the comments. That's my favorite part of running the other YouTube channels I run, is just interacting with the community. So let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, it'll help with the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Baker Belts, logging out.